Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, July 13th, 2021 and this is FlossTube number 25. If you are new here, this is a channel mostly about cross stitch. I will every now and then talk about quilting. Sometimes I'll talk a little bit about my family, but 99% of it is cross stitch and cross stitch related. And so thank you for stopping by. If you are a regular, thank you so much for choosing once again to listen to my rambling. I appreciate it. I was telling my oldest son that I had started a YouTube channel, and he's like, "What do you talk about?" I said, I say sewing because they don't know the difference between all the different things that I do, so I just say sewing. And he's like, "Oh wow, that must be pretty, you know, are there a lot of people who talk about sewing on YouTube?" Yes, there are. So anyway, so this is, you know, it's what I do. I told him, I said, you know, it's like if I were to sit down and just tell you everything that I'm doing. I said, but these are people that are interested. So anyway, there you go. This is just me talking about what I do. And I do like your comments, reading your comments and replying to your comments. You know, there aren't many people around here that sew. Cross stitch, I should say. There's plenty of people that sew, but not a whole lot of people that cross stitch. So anyway, enough of my jabbering. So I am going to start with my finish, and this is the end of the first 2 weeks in my Erica Michaels ABC Stitch Along. I have the hashtag down below that I'm using on Instagram. And so I am starting a new letter on the 1st and the 15th of every month, hopefully. So the 1st of July, I started A. And if you don't know, these are some charts by Erica Michaels. They were originally done as a book. Don't know what I'm going to do with mine, but this is the letter A, and I finished it. So there it is. There's my letter A. I am using even weave, 28 count even weave. I am normally an Aida Stitcher, and so this is a way for me to practice stitching on something else, but also I'm learning specialty stitches. Like, look at these little Algerian eyelets. So A stands for Algerian eyelet and acorn, and so each block is a letter except for the last block, which is XYZ. And a specialty stitch that corresponds with that letter. So like next week is butterfly and the butterfly stitch. So that's kind of how they're done. They are free, and there is a link below in my description box for the charts. There are some mistakes because, you know, this is not the first time I've stitched on something besides Aida, but it's been years. And I don't do it regularly so that I'm not, you know, it doesn't just flow. I have to think when I stitch on even weave. So that is it right there, and you will see it. I did initial and date it, which I don't normally do. And I was showing my husband. I said, "Look," he goes, "Oh, RJQ 2020," and then he looked at me, and I'm like, "We're not in 2020 anymore, are we?" So I had to rip it out and put the 2021. So that is A. So I was excited. I did finish it in time. You know, and really once I sat down with it, it took just a couple of nights of us watching TV, you know, and me doing it, which probably is why there's some mistakes, because I was focused on what we were watching. We are now watching Penelope Keith's Village of the Year. For those of you that liked Hidden Villages of Britain, or Britain's Hidden Villages, or something like that. It's a British show. Anyway, they have a Village of the Year. So we've been watching that. So that's been pretty fun to watch. And so that's what I do while stitching. Anyway, I am also working on Stitching Book Club Little Women. This is parts 1 and 2. I finished part 1 last video. And so this video, I started part 2. So this is it right here. This is on 14 count Aida. It's from Hobby Lobby, so it's like their, you know, off-white color. I can't think of the color. I need to start writing these things down for you guys. But anyway, I'm using the called for DMC. And that is it right there. And I am loving this stitch. The roof with the grays, I was like, you know, when they're all next to each other, it's kind of like a couple of these kind of look alike. But then once, you know, you start stitching it, you see the difference. And so it's very pretty. But that's it right there. Little Women Stitching Book Club. And I did forget to mention on my Erica Michaels ABC blocks, I am using thrift store floss. So these are just some off brands of floss that I've found in thrift stores or inherited from my mom. You know, but they're not DMC or any particular brand. So that's what they are. And then I worked on the Fat Quarter Shop Serendipity Stitch Along, which I am behind, but my goal is to finish it. I don't think I'll have it finished this week, but I should have it finished soon. So this is what I did. This is on 14 count navy blue Aida that I inherited from my mom. And I'm using the call for DMCs. So that's it right here. I finished part 5 right here, and I started 6. So there's one more after this one that I need to do. And so I'm hoping to finish the Flying Geese. That's this bottom one. I hope to finish that one this week. My goal is to work on it. And so that's it right there. I don't have a picture. I couldn't find my printout, and I didn't feel like printing out yet another one. So the next one is Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt. This again, it was a stitch along. I'm so far behind, it's not even funny. My goal is to finish it. My goal is to finish the Serendipity one first because I need to start a new hymn series. So Flea Market Flowers, I decided week before last, that I was going to stitch all these little sections. Now, I should know better than to do that. And once again, I have proven to have made a counting mistake. But this one's not terrible. I checked everything. The only thing I did was this middle section right here. You'll see that the borders are dots. This middle section right here, I made an extra dot bigger, if that makes sense. An extra 2 stitches. So anyway, so what I'm doing is I stitched, but everything else is like it's supposed to be. So I stitched, and see, I was working on this while watching City Stitcher this morning. So I did all these, and then what I'm doing is I'm picking a color, like the green for the stems, and I'm doing all the stems, and then I'll do all the leaves, and then I'll work on each flower. I just found that I was having threads everywhere. It was crazy. So that's the way I'm doing it. So I was able to get some stems done and realized that I made a mistake in the center section, but everything else is the correct size. So I just need to remember that center section is off a tad bit. America. I haven't worked on it, but I had worked on it previously, and I kept forgetting to show it to y'all. So this is America, and it is by Calico Confectionery. I love her charts. They are not quick stitches. They look like they would be because they're small, but for me, they're not. And I think it might have to do with the count Aida that I used, and this is 18 count Aida. I'm using thrift store floss, and this is what I've done so far. So I think last time I showed it to you guys, I had this bottom part done. So I worked up here, worked up on the top part, and obviously it's not done for the 4th of July, but you know, I'm going to try to always have a patriotic piece and a Christmas piece in rotation. So this will be my patriotic piece that I'll just work on until it's done. I still like it. I still love it. I still think it's beautiful, but it's detailed, which is what I like about it. It's very detailed, but definitely not a quick stitch for me. And like I said, I think the size count Aida that I used probably had a lot to do with it. Oh, anyway, and this is going to be a fast video. Like I said, my husband had to bring his mom to the doctor. She did not have to do, my mother-in-law has lung cancer. She has smoked since she was 12. She's now 76, 77. So she has lung cancer. But anyway, it's clear, it's gone, but she still has to go for some kind of treatments. I don't understand all that stuff. And she doesn't ask questions, and so she can't explain it to us. So we're just kind of like, you know, he went with her to the doctor, so hopefully he got some information from that. But anyway, he's in his classroom right now. He told me yesterday, he said, I have 3 weeks of summer vacation left. I love having my husband home, but I do enjoy my quiet time. I told him that. I said, you're getting too noisy. You're starting to make noise. So anyway, but I do love having him home. Sometimes I need him to go. And it's been raining every day this summer that he has not had a chance to go play golf. Usually he just goes and he plays golf. But it has been raining so much. Yesterday I went to get the mail, and it rains in the morning and then it stops. So we're not flooding, but I went to get the mail and I walked in the yard and it was like, you know, slosh, slosh. We live in a wetland. What do you expect? Anyway, so new starts this week because today's the 13th and the 15th is coming up in 2 days. I will be starting B. Now I do not have, this right here for this stitch is something that another lady has added, and it is on jensstitchingprojects.blogspot.com. is where this is from. I do not have all the letters, so I don't think I'll be able to show you what they look like because the chart just has the chart, you know. But this is B, and B is for butterfly stitch and butterflies. And so I am using this 28 count white Jobelin that I found in my mom's stash, and I should have enough to do 2 letters on this piece. And the colors that I chose are some, I'm not going to take them out, but anyway, well, maybe I should. They're just some really, they almost remind me of, is it Smarties? I couldn't find the right blue for a Smarties, but so I'm using this one right here. But they, you know, the Smarties candies. Anyway, these are the colors I'm going with. Very pastel-y, you know, kind of candy colors, I guess. You know, they remind me of maybe saltwater taffy. I don't know. I just like them. They just seem to go with the butterfly. So that is what I'm starting this week. And so anyway, that's it. Nothing much. I do know that last week, you know, I talked about DMC FlossTubers, and many of you said you didn't know of any offhand that did strictly DMC. And I kind of watched a couple, and like I said, a lot of them are very fluid in their thread. You know, they might mix brands or whatever, but they're just like I said, stitching by the shore is the only one that I know that is exclusive DMC, although this week she did say that she has a chart with silk and she might try using Cosmo, which I've never used Cosmo. I've heard about him for years. I've never used Cosmo, but I heard that it is not as expensive as specialty floss, but it is kind of in between DMC and specialty. So I haven't looked into it. I do know that Fat Quarter Shop sells it. Maybe I'll give it a try, but you know, you never know. So I don't have anything from my mom's stash that I found. We did go through some things, and I did find some, you know, some other really cool items that she had collected over the years. And then we were cleaning out a cabinet because we were rearranging. This is our dining room, by the way, which this cabinet, if you don't know, was my mom's, and it was stuffed with quilt fabric. And so it's in our dining room, and I'm sitting at our table in my husband's office chair because he used this as a virtual classroom during shutdown. Anyway, and so we're rearranging everything so that I can, because I have furniture from my mom and just different things, trying to get everything, you know, organized. And I went through a cabinet and I did find this. This is just more DMC. This is why I can't use anything else, because I have enough DMC really to supply me for a while. So I found this. I don't know what project it is, if it is a project. They're all DMC. I wish I knew what project it was because I like the colors. I was working a lot on Paula Vaughn stitching back then, but I have my Paula Vaughn colors, so I don't know. Maybe I'll find an unfinished project somewhere that I totally and completely forgot that I had started. But anyway, but that is all I have. Nothing. I've just been stitching. I've actually had a good stitchy week this week, so that's been kind of exciting that I was able to sit down and I was able to get some stitching done. Again, my husband and I are rushing to clean out my mom's storage, but looks like we're gonna have to stop in 3 weeks. We're making good progress. For those of you that don't know, she passed away 3 years ago, and she had a storage unit full of things from a business that we owned. And then when Daddy sold the house, I basically took everything, put it in a moving van, and stuck it in a storage unit. And it's kind of been my responsibility to go through it and get it all cleaned out and sorted through. And you know, my mom was she was a collector. She had a lot of things, and she had a lot of books. You know, if she wanted to read something, she would just buy the book, and then she would put it on a shelf, and we have books. So anyway, so that is all I have this week. I don't have a question for y'all. I should have written a question down. Okay, so here's a question. Stitching by the Shore mentioned Cosmo Floss. Have you used Cosmo? Have you used another brand that is maybe not as expensive as some specialty floss, but maybe not as cheap as DMC? So we're gonna kind of stay on the topic of floss. So how's that? I mean, have y'all tried it? Have you tried another brand of floss? And so what's your favorite that you like to use? Do you use specialties a lot? I'm just curious. I'm kind of new back into the whole. I do have. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find this little packet. Here we go. This is silk, but I do have some cotton, Madeira floss. Now this, I remember when Mom and I had our business. So I guess I do have a topic. I'm not like going anywhere anytime soon, apparently. This is Madeira floss. This is a floss that I had gotten as samples when Mom and I had our business. We would go to Quilt Market, and I was given a couple of these. I have this is silk, and I do have some that are cotton. So has anyone used Madeira? Is Madeira even still around? I found this again while cleaning up, and I was like, I wonder about this, because now I have silk floss. I didn't know I had silk floss. I know that I don't have a lot of it. Like I said, I believe they were samples that were given to us at market. But it's 100% pure silk. Anyway, let me know. Have you tried Madeira? Is Madeira still around? What's your favorite floss? That's not DMC, but not necessarily $3 a skein either. Let me know. All right, I will hopefully see y'all next week. Like I said, my husband starts school in 3 weeks. So hopefully I'll get back on a regular schedule of making videos. So I hope to see y'all next week. I am getting my hair cut Thursday, so it will be shorter, much shorter. I always cut my hair short in the fall. I don't know why, but I do. So again, I'm rambling, so it's time for me to go because I am not making sense. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.